Fools are dancing, laughing, singing students of life.
I've thought about how it works, and I don't know.
Well, I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm a visionary. Welcome to Fools on Fire, where flawed, fanciful folks have fierce fun trying to fan the flames of fearlessness. Join us, fools.
Then they have rubber feet on them. So that I literally can't scoot my chair around.
Oh, good.
But even if I do, it's silent.
That's how
so
I like
that we
it.
don't irritate Lisa's earballs.
That's right. There's nothing I hate worse than irritated earballs.
Oh, I had never heard the term earballs until you, by the way.
Oh, that's because I made that up.
Oh, did you? You know what? You're a genius.
No kidding.
You are. You're a fucking genius.
Where'd you hear that?
It's the ADD.
I blame the ADD. I got to get something good out of it, right?
It's been a long time, actually, Lisa, since we talked, actually.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't it feel like it's been a while?
Not at all. You're in my dreams. I talk to you all the time. When I was growing up, I used to, in my dreams, or like when I was trying to fall asleep and I needed to talk to somebody, well, I didn't have any friends, so... maybe that's true, maybe that isn't. But I would talk, and maybe other little kids, they've got therapists, and guess who I would talk to? No, guess who I would talk to as I was trying to drift off to sleep?
Jesus.
No, God, no. I would talk to David Letterman. Every night on my way to falling asleep, I was a guest on the David Letterman show.
Oh my You know what? That sounds familiar. I wonder if you've told me that before.
I don't know.
God, that is fantastic.
And there's somebody else I talk to now, and I was going to say, it's you. That was how we started this all, but it's not you, actually. It's somebody else, but I can't remember who now.
David Letterman.
Maybe it's Stephen Colbert. I don't know. I don't remember who I talk to now.
But you pretend to be on a talk show still when you go to bed at night.
Yeah, and I pretend that I'm fascinating. I pretend that I'm interesting, that I'm beautiful, and I have like this ball gown or some such thing on, and
you wear a ball gown onto the talk show.
Yeah.
You're in a ball gown on the David Letterman show. God, that's fit. And here you are on a podcast. It really is.
Life imitates fantasy. What?
Yeah, well, we materialize our thoughts. You don't believe it works that way, nor do I.
But maybe it does. Maybe we will be proven wrong.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, it's a pleasure and a joy to be with you again, Lisa.
Aw, thanks, man. Same.
I feel like it's been like a week at least.
Maybe it has. I think it was a Friday night, though, wasn't it? I don't know. Who cares? Nobody is interested. It doesn't matter. I have another little story.
Well, I'm glad somebody's thinking about our listeners.
The moment's passed. So have you read chapter 3?
I did. I read chapter 3. It was a challenge for me.
Aw. And what was the name of the chapter again?
Reciprocity with a Vengeance.
Yeah. On our book, The Happiness Hypothesis. So
by Jonathan Haidt.
That's right. So why was it a challenge for you? I'm curious. You seem like such a nice guy.
Well, I'm not. I found myself resisting the idea of reciprocity to begin with. Like the very idea. This is where he went into tit for tat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like well, that's one part. We'll get into all that, I'm sure. But the other part was when he got into all of the aspects of the animals that create the one mother, and all of the members of the group are this one mother's
Mm.
child. They're all
That's like
children of the
that's like the
queen
bee
bee.
in the beehive, yeah, or the
Yeah.
ants, yeah.
And this is an arrangement that allows for reciprocity to happen, because you do things for your kin because they have a high concentration, they share enough of your genes.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get large enough, like a bee colony, the only way that will work, the only way evolution will select for that, is if, in a large enough group, is if you're all related. Like everyone's related in a bee colony.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's interesting enough. And I enjoy reading about that. But I lost the thread of the story in all of that. Like, okay, I get that. And I actually get where the reciprocity comes from. But what does this have to do with, like, me? Like, I'm not a bee. I don't relate to bees in that way. This is not contributing to my happiness right now.
Yeah. Well, well, he was talking about. That's a good question. I don't exactly know how that was supposed to pertain to us, or you specifically, but it's just this. Well, he talked about the Godfather in the very beginning of the chapter. Do you remember that
Right.
part? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So, he just described this scene, and he just said how the scene was so accessible to fans of this movie because it was completely understandable that um, that this guy wanted help, and he wanted help from the family, and then what he asked from the Godfather was way out of line, and the Godfather wasn't going to do that, and then the Godfather demanded some respect because the guy had never treated him like family before, and yet now when he needs something, he wants the Godfather to help him out. And the Godfather's like, well, what have you ever done for me? How have you ever acted like you're, I'm your family? And so the author, he just talked about reciprocity in from the angle of different animals. So you've got the bees, you've got the ants. The ants hang upside down in the hallway to the deep cave of the ant kingdom, and they offer up their bellies to store food. I don't know if that kills them, but if it does kill them, that's serious. That's serious family loyalty right there.
Yeah.
And then there's bats. So it's like bats, they don't track who their family members are, but they can remember who did them a favor. And they keep
Oh yeah.
and they keep a list in their mind, right? And so, and it makes sense when he talks about how if you're an animal and you go hunting and you kill some prey, you have more than enough to eat. You can't even eat as much as you've killed before it goes bad, right? Because
inefficient. It's inefficient, right?
right, and so you give it to all your friends, and then in hopes that then, a week later, when they happen to kill something they can't possibly eat all of, then they give it back to you. They share it back, right?
Yep.
And so that's what bats remember who has shared with them and who hasn't, and who they've shared with, right? So they keep it all, they have a tally, just like the Godfather does.
But somewhere in all of that, he was talking about the size of the group. And if the group gets big enough, you can get away with benefiting from the giving of members of a group and not giving back.
Right. Yeah, well, he said a group of humans of about 150. That's where it sort of maxes out, and you kind of lose track of who your friends are.
Now, see, I thought I might be remembering correctly. I thought with the bats, his point was you've got a bunch of bats. They're not as smart as humans. So bats, in fact, they can keep track of so many. Right? Are you
Mhm.
still there?
I'm
Okay.
here. Yeah.
They can keep track of so many.
Mhm.
But with humans, we can keep track of a lot more. And this was another thing that kind of bothered me.
Mhm.
I love the book, great chapter, but I was bothered by he said I'm I thought he said if a bat fails to reciprocate, um, they can generally get away with it because they're bats. And if the group is big enough, everybody loses track. But with humans, he said, we all know that with humans, if a human were to do that, they'd get like the shit beat out of them or something.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't he say that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? We all know that's what's gonna happen. I don't think so.
Mm.
I,
Maybe that was for dramatic effect. Maybe that was from back in the day. Maybe he's talking about like Deadwood, the Wild Wild
uh,
West. I don't know.
okay, yeah, because I don't see that happening. I mean, I would try and stop that if I saw it.
Mm. I think it's just maybe it was. Did I say that already for dramatic effect? But
You did say that.
oh, sorry.
It's echo.
Don't hurt me. No, it's just this idea of beating as a metaphor for like, really, dude?
Right. Don't
Right?
fuck with it.
I let you
But
20 I let you $20 last week for a pizza, and now you've got one delivered to your door and you're not going to give me a slice?
right. It's
What
okay.
the hell?
Now I'm with you. Now I get it. Now I feel it.
Yeah. It's
I
just
see it. Yeah.
it's like a social contract, right?
Right.
And so if you are continuously breaking the social contract with everybody around you, well, you're going to become a pariah. You're going to be voted off the island. But nowadays, with obviously with technology and our isolation, we actually don't, we could survive and never see another person at all. If you got like an at home job over your laptop and you just ordered food every day, right?
It's my goal.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's just I don't know. What is the point of it all? It's
Well, it just I think the other part that I struggled with was like he said the strategy that tends to work most effectively is always be kind initially and then tit for tat. You do like I should be nice and kind to you, and then
mhm,
however you respond to me, I respond back to you the same way.
mhm.
Right? So if you're a bitch to me, then my most effective strategy is to be a bitch to you. And I definitely do not live my life that way.
Mm.
And it kind of bothered me because I kept hoping that as we went through the chapter, he would reveal that tit for tat, while in some abstract way worked on paper, that in actual matter of fact you can't do that. But he never went there. I feel like the whole chapter he really maintained tit for tat is where it's at.
Hmm. Well, maybe it is. And maybe the
Well,
fact that
maybe.
that doesn't resonate with you is the crux of your problem.
Maybe. Maybe. No, I'm not suggesting otherwise. I was just like, definitely do not live my life tit for tat.
So why don't you?
I remember reading in a book a long time ago. It was a book in elementary school about I don't know what kind of book it was, but I read this part of the book and it had a big impact on me. And it's not always easy, but it's about acting towards people in a way that you think is right
Mm-hmm.
versus reacting to people and allowing yourself and your behavior to be driven or dictated by others.
Mm-hmm.
So my problem with the tit for tat strategy is now I'm basically not a victim, but I'm now subject to whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you treat me some way, you're basically dictating to me, if I'm following tit for tat,
Mm-hmm.
how I then treat you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to react to everything. I want to act in the way that I think is right.
Mm-hmm.
Forget you.
Mm-hmm.
Forget how you're acting.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with me. It has only to do with you.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to sink to their level,
I don't want to sink to their level.
assuming
Right.
that their level is lower than yours.
Right. And, but by the same token,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want, like, if you do something kind for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do something kind for you just because of that.
Mm-hmm. Like the Hare Krishnas. Did you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Be
that guy
manipulate.
that
That's how you're manipulated, right?
right. The same way, it's like the guy that comes and squeegees your windshield
Mm-hmm.
at the gas station,
Yeah.
and then then you owe him for doing
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think so.
Right.
We did not have an agreement.
But do you feel like your lizard brain has an instinct towards wanting to reciprocate the favor somehow, and that it's your intellect and your philosophy that you've been developing since you were young and read that book um that is preventing you from doing
Yes.
it? Right.
Yes. I mean, I feel
That urge,
impulse,
the impulse, the
yeah, I feel
compulsion
compelled,
to reciprocate.
but so slightly,
Right, because
so briefly.
you've evolved. You're in a habit, right? And so I think part of what one of the overarching themes of the book is trying to understand how our elephant drives our behavior in a certain way, and how other people, squeegee boy, the Hare Krishnas, marketing and advertising executives, they prey on our elephants' base instincts, right? And so I think perhaps the point of the chapter is to sort of understand why our elephant wants to behave a certain way, and that how we can see these behaviors exhibited in other creatures, and then how to, based on our understanding and our knowledge now, of our elephant, we're trying to understand and get to know our elephant a little bit better, right? So that we can start walking the same path instead of working at cross purposes. So how can we behave given what our elephant wants to do? How can we behave how our rider thinks is best? How can we accommodate, right? Like, so how do we find that balance?
Like, I guess that's the lesson of the chapter that I missed, because the way I understood the chapters was these are the 10 ideas that contribute to our happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I got it into my head that in this chapter, I feel like he said tit for tat is the way, like it's the most effective. It can't be. I'm missing something.
Well, it's just sounds like you've got like tit for tat in sort of you've kind of cast it in a negative light, right? So you've mentioned scenarios where, you know, you're a bitch to me, I'm a bitch to you. I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to sink to your level, so I don't agree with this tit for tat scenario. Or you're trying to manipulate me by squeegeeing my window, and asking me for something that maybe I don't want to give you. So I don't like that. But there's also the reason why that stuff works to the negative is because it's also so effective to the positive. So with your friends, I mean, I would imagine that reciprocity is of a benefit, right? It's like, oh, you pick me up at the airport, I'm going to pick you up at the airport, right? It's like, that's what basically kind of friendship is about, right? You listen to my problems, I listen to your problems. You laugh at my jokes, I laugh at your jokes. And it's not necessarily because we don't.
They're funny.
Yeah, and you're not laughing at them because they're funny. You're laughing at them because you want to be my friend. And and reciprocity is the way to do it.
Wow, this sounds great.
No, but
I get you though. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You've got to if you basically violate this unspoken social contract, you're going to end up alienated.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you're selfish, you just take and never give. You don't nourish your relationships. Then you're going to be alienated and isolated. So that I get.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's also this idea too of like being aware when you're in a relationship. Because I mean, a lot of people find themselves in very unbalanced relationships where they are either, they're the punching bag and they do everything, or they're taking somebody else for granted or whatever, right? So it's like when you understand that reciprocity is one of our base instincts, then you can become more aware of how that could be used against you, right? It's like you can't Dean, you can't say I don't agree with reciprocity, so I'm not going to do it. You can't. That's the problem. That's the crux of the problem. Is the elephant is all about reciprocity, and you can't change that. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. So all you can do is become aware of when that fact, that unchangeable fact, can be used against you. And then also become aware of how you could perhaps fix certain relationships in your life by understanding that people will respond to you if you use that knowledge, right?
So it's kind of interesting if it's basic and a basic driving aspect of who we are. If it's at our roots, then how is it that there are people, we know people who tend to take and don't give? Are they short-circuiting? Are they resisting do they have a neuroses? Are they neurotic? Do they have a mental illness? What's causing people then to not reciprocate, given that we have to assume that their elephant is compelling them to reciprocate as it does everyone?
I think there are probably lots of reasons. All the reasons that you mentioned are probably there. And I mean, and it's like all the little animals, like he was talking about the bats that don't reciprocate. I guess there's creatures in every little creature society that don't conform to, the norm. So, but like, reciprocity is the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have others do unto you. And what's so compelling about the concept is that rule can be found described in every religion and in every philosophy. I've taken a picture of a poster and I won't be able to find the picture now because I have 8,000 pictures on my phone. But it's a picture of a wheel, and it's got all the religions named on each piece of pie, and and in the body of the slice, it has how the different phrase for the golden rule. And
Mm-hmm.
right. And so I think it's obvious. When you look at it, when it's defined, you're like, well, yes, of course, it's everywhere. Reciprocity is everywhere.
You know what else? Just listening, thinking of it in a more positive way, is in like the sort of pop psychology world, like
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Phil, those kinds of folks. I always, I've heard him ask people um, who are in a bad situation, a situation that you look at and you ask yourself, why are you doing this? Or even if
Mm-hmm.
you've been in a situation like that, and
Mm-hmm.
he asks them, what are you getting out of this?
Mm-hmm.
um, it it sounds like there's this assumption of reciprocity functioning there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in an unhealthy relationship. For it looks like it, you're complaining about it, or from the outside it looks unhealthy, but
Mm-hmm.
you must be getting something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that might be reciprocity at play too. You're getting something, or
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be tit for when I think of tit for tat, I think I give you a candy, so you give me a candy. I give you a kiss, so you give me a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I show you mine, so you show me yours. you know,
Uh-huh.
that's reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
reciprocity might
Tell us more about last night.
but reciprocity might
I'm gonna give
be
you a candy and then oh,
and then you show me yours.
gross,
That's
wrong.
wrong. Wrong.
The dude's 50 years old. He shouldn't have been falling for that shit.
Right. But on a more sophisticated level, it's more like you're getting something out of this, I'm getting something out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not which is tit for tat on a more abstract level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and also it could be over the course of a lifetime, right? It's like
Mm.
in
Right? For better or for
in
worse.
2002 you helped me deal with the death of my dog, and then in 2010 I help you deal with the death of your dog type deal. Like,
Yeah, it's kind
it's
of in our wedding vows too, right?
mm-hmm.
You take when you're rich,
Mm-hmm.
great for richer, but you got to be there when he's poor.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny days, rainy days, for better for worse.
Mm-hmm. And
Over the course of a lifetime, you hope that it evens out.
it must be like the basis of empathy too, right? It's like if you are only going to do to others what you'd have them to do to you, then it could follow that you wouldn't do to others what you wouldn't want them to do to you because you can imagine what it would feel like,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because it would feel bad, you wouldn't want them to do that. So why would you go around inflicting pain on other people if you had a real concept of how bad that pain feels? That's why you wouldn't one reason why you wouldn't want to do it.
So, how do sadomasochistic relationships? How are they related to this concept of reciprocity? Then,
Well, because they're doing something that they would want done to them, I guess. Why are you
well,
asking me
no,
that?
no, yeah. Why am I looking at you?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually not the case because the sadist doesn't want to be harmed by other people. He wants to harm.
mm,
And the masochist doesn't want to harm other people. He wants to be harmed.
mhm.
So they are playing out the exact opposite of, like, the negative of
Mm,
the golden rule. which would be the what I
The
don't know
the
what's the
tar
opposite of gold.
the tarnished rule, the lead
Well, let's.
rule,
Well, I don't want to judge
the
the
leather rule.
sadomasochistic
Community.
relationships out there. Yeah, because I mean, it's often consensual, right? People are
Mhm.
seeking master slave
Mhm.
kinds of situations that
Mhm.
fulfill something that they're each getting what they want out of the relationship.
Mhm.
So it does seem to go against. I don't want to say that there's something perhaps more fundamental at play that explains the more common expression, the more common golden rule kind of unless, unless sadomasochistic relationships are just unhealthy. They're just a perversion of what's right. Maybe they're just wrong.
Mm.
I don't know that. I don't hold that position, but
Well, I don't have any
speak
idea.
about that, Lisa. Tell us your thoughts about that.
Shit, I don't have thoughts about that. I because
How so?
because I told you I don't even like stubbing my toe. I don't have any interest in having pain inflicted upon me or inflicting pain. It doesn't interest me. Uh and uh and I
Well,
don't
not you personally. I know I'm not suggesting that you, but
I mean I guess I can
it's such a diversion from you understand this book and this material very well. You've like got it, okay? You've got it. It's
Man, I've got you
internalized.
convinced, huh?
You have me fooled
I do.
like a fool on fire.
Yeah, I've lit the match.
I'm a flame. I'm
So
a flamer.
and so you're trying to take me out of my comfort zone. Is that what you're doing?
Not at all. No, no, no. I above all want you to be comfortable.
Well, no, I'm not
Above
saying
all.
that's important. I'm just I'm just you started a sentence and I'm just trying to get you to like
Oh, yeah,
finish
no.
it.
No. I guess so. I guess so. No, no, it's not out of your side of your comfort zone. I see what you're saying.
Out of my knowledge
No,
base.
as someone who understands the concepts
Uh
in this book and this chapter, it'd be
mm,
interesting for you to apply
mm,
that to what
mm,
seems to be a counter example that is very real and actually happens and
mhm,
is a source of pleasure, we can presume,
mhm.
and happiness for those who engage in sadomasochistic relationships.
Well, I just think it applies when it's consensual,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think the concept of reciprocity is simply it's simply like a tonic for how to get along with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine people in a dominant subversion kind of relationship, if it's consensual and they have an agreement, then I think it still illustrates reciprocity.
Sure.
I mean, you
It
know,
does reciprocity. I don't want to get bogged down in it, but
yeah.
it was more about the golden rule. The golden rule says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." Well, I guess you could say it doesn't mean literally. It means do
Mhm.
unto other what you want how you want people to treat you is how you like to be treated.
Mhm.
So the golden
So it's
rule
like
states
don't do anything to me that I don't want done to me, and I won't do anything
correct.
to you that you won't want done to you. So what do you want done to you? I'll do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I want you to
right?
beat me in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you want done? Well, I want to beat you
Yeah.
in the face. So boom.
Perfect. It's a perfect relationship.
It's a date.
Boop, boop. Yeah.
I see. I got you. Yeah, yeah. See, we found it there. We took it to another level. It's next
Mhm.
level thinking.
Mhm. That's right. That's right, baby.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's it. I think our work is done here.
Yeah. Well, let me just read his last paragraph.
Let's read the last chapter.
Let's just read this chapter out loud. That wouldn't that wouldn't flaunt any laws, would it?
No. Well, and where else can you get a red chapter? Go.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's called an audio book.
Mm.
So it says mimicry is a kind of social glue, a way of saying we are one. The unifying pleasures of mimicry are particularly clear in synchronized activities such as line dances, group cheers, and some religious rituals in which people try to do the same thing at the same time. A theme of the rest of this book is that humans are partially hive creatures like bees, yet in the modern world we spend nearly all of our time outside of the hive. Reciprocity, like love, reconnects us with others.
It's lovely.
So
you have a lovely, lovely reading voice, Lisa.
next time we should read we should read it together. And then
in unison.
We'll feel that social glue with each other. But I mean, if you think about it, dance club, flash mobs. That's what they're called, right? Flash mobs?
Yeah. Flash mobs.
People getting together to build an igloo or put on a play or
smoke a pipe.
Yeah. Produce a piece of code. Right? So but don't you like hanging out with people who are kind of similar to you, don't you?
You mean like cool, fresh, entertaining,
Handsome.
sharp, intelligent, handsome. Yes.
Yeah.
I prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's people you don't want to hang out with.
Dull, boring, inarticulate,
dumb,
uninteresting, dumb. Exactly. No.
Narrow-minded.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
I'll pass. Thanks.
Yeah. So it's kind of like affinity, right? I don't know if it's necessarily mimicry, but yeah, people that you're similar to probably, I mean, I know that we have some of the same mannerisms. I know that since hanging out with you, I have mannerisms that I did not have before.
I was just thinking that today, because I say things. I say things. I
like
totally,
earballs.
Earballs. The word rigmarole. I never used the word rigmarole until Lisa came along and with all her rigmarole.
The queen of rigmarole.
Right. Modeling rigmarole with her every move. Demonstrating.
Which is a sad twist of fate because rigmarole is what I hate and I spend my life trying to get away from it. But it's everywhere I look. I can't get away.
Rigmarole. I totally overuse it. But I do. I pick up mannerisms, sure, of people. I don't know of a mannerism that I have of yours, but I definitely have picked up language.
Remember this? You said that, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't that. What's this?
Oh, right.
It's perfect for a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll put it on I'll put it on Instagram.
And I believe it's a little hand gesture. It's meaningless. It's not interesting at all. But I believe I got that from somebody else. Yeah, from like 20 years ago. So
I picked up things from Nancy Bake too. That'd be an interesting conversation.
You guys are like twins. It's like when you cock your head, when you say something particularly sarcastic, and if you're not quite sure if they're gonna get it, it's like you guys jet your chin to the right or to the left, and you kind of look down.
I think that's Nancy's.
Yeah,
I think
but you do that
that.
all the time.
Oh yeah, I picked it up
Yeah,
from Nancy. I was
yeah,
like, ooh, that comes in handy.
yeah, it does.
That's an effective little piece of nonverbal communication. I'm going to
Incorporate.
add that to my repertoire.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I just picked up on that naturally.
Mm-hmm. But would you call it glue? Would you call
Yeah.
these? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You know, sometimes I have wondered for myself if over the years several times if I've picked up too much of other people's things. Like I maybe lack originality. I think almost everything is like from someplace else I've just picked up. Maybe everybody does that. I don't know. But I do that. I feel like I do it a lot. And if I'm really close to someone, I know they know. Like I know they know, and I hope they take it as
Flattery. Of course they do.
Do
right?
do they?
Oh, of course. That's why it's so effective. Maybe that's why you're so popular. It's because you know how to sub. I was gonna say dermally, but that's not correct. Subconsciously, subliminally ingratiate yourself. They don't even realize why they like you so much, and it's because you reflect their every move.
Ooh, well, I don't. You've made an assumption there. I don't know if it's true. I don't know how popular I am.
Oh well, with me, I guess,
Okay.
and a handful of other people, your friends that I've met. And everybody that I introduce you loves you.
Do you notice me mimicking them right away? It is so sly and perfect. You don't even notice.
You don't even notice.
I'm literally mocking you in front of your face, and you love me for it.
Well, yeah, you have a gift there. Well, you know what? You should take note of it. You should take note and see if this is really the case. We might have figured a little something out, a little piece of Dean. We might have figured it out.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we all do it is the point.
Yeah. Our elephants do it. Elephant can't help it.
Shit. God damn it, we've already named our podcast Fools on Fire. I feel like elephant can't help it. I feel like elephant can't help it. Is it way better? Elephant can't help it. God damn, that's good.
Well, we could name the episode, or we could name the season.
The season, Elephant Can't Help It. God, I gotta look for see if elephantcan'thelpit.com is available.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm gonna use that phrase plenty. Elephant can't help it.
Yeah, I know. I have a real hard time falling asleep, right? And so it's even worse when I drink coffee. So I tell all my friends, I'm quitting coffee. Fuck coffee. I'm not drinking it anymore. And then, sure enough, elephant can't help it.
Well, maybe you'd get to sleep if you get off the David Letterman show.
Man, I think that might be the problem is that I haven't been on the David Letterman show forever. I need to. God, I wish that guy would call me and book an appearance.
Seriously. Well, this is just as good.
Yeah, so I text my friend like, "Oh my God, I couldn't sleep till 5 a.m. Damn coffee." And she's like, giving me a text lecture, right? Well, you dork, why are you drinking coffee? You said you weren't going to drink coffee anymore. And I'm just rolling my eyes. I'm like, what is it about Acrasia she doesn't understand? So next time, I'm going to say to her, elephant can't help it.
Elephant can't help it.
Can't control the elephant. Elephant does what it wants.
Elephant can't help it.
Elephant don't give a fuck.
Elephant don't give a fuck.
Elephant do what he want to do.
Right? And you got to let the elephant be free. The last thing an elephant needs is to be cooped up in a tiny little brain
Yeah.
in
Being-
bed
Being
with an
dictated to.
insomniac.
Yeah. But here's something else. Okay, so the coffee scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my roommate, and I said, I don't want to drink coffee. Let's not drink coffee. She's like, okay, I don't care about coffee. I'll drink tea, whatever. But then every 3 days, out comes the coffee. She's brewing coffee because she don't give a fuck because she can sleep like a
Mhm.
log at any moment. And what do? Do I stand there and I say, no, I don't want coffee. It smells good, but no, I don't want it. It looks good. I don't want it. Ooh, you look like you're enjoying it. I'm gonna get a cup. I want some. Right. And so, I mean, I don't know if that's just, I don't know what psychosis that is. That's temptation or whatever. But it's like, it's also, to me, it fits in perfectly with reciprocity. It's like, you're drinking coffee. I want to drink coffee. It's like a social, it's like being sociable. Isn't
the
that,
mimicry.
yeah, isn't that what people say? Come on, have a drink. It's a party. Don't you want to be sociable? Right? It's like, why can't they,
No one's ever said that to me.
Yeah, you're the one saying that to people.
No one has ever said to me, come on, have a drink. What? No.
What?
Never heard that.
It's weird. What have they said to you? What are things that you don't want to do that people try and get you to do?
Oh, God, good question. What are things go to work. Or, no, I'm kind of kidding. People don't have to get me to go to work. But I actually work with people who try to get me to stay late. Like every day they want me to stay late and keep working. Because I have very dedicated, amazing, incredible folks that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay late. They stay. I don't think it's healthy. And I'm seeking balance in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has the same balance. Needs the same balance. So that's one thing. People try and get me to work more. And I put in a full day's work and then I go about my day. What about you? What do people try to get you to do that you don't want to do?
Leave the house.
I
I mean,
why leave?
I do and I don't. I do and I don't.
Yeah.
Why
I've seen
leave?
that.
Right? Why leave? Well, if I leave, I could hang out with people, have a few laughs, have some fun, maybe learn something, maybe be able to look back on my day and notice that something happened. But then when the opportunity presents itself, I'm just like, ugh, God, I have to put on my shoes. I have to start my car. I'll have to shovel snow. Ugh. So, but
well, yeah, you do live in a horribly cold place. Why would you want to go out and all that?
it's tough. I have to force myself. And I wasn't successful today. Skipped choir again. So
Oh
bad.
my God, yeah. Just why?
Well, I just I get stressed out easily. It's my elephant. He's malfunctioning. But I just had so much on my plate. I had the carpet guy. I mean, get a load of this day. This is not an interesting day, but it is a good example. So, oh my gosh, how did it all start? Okay, so I had a guy come in, redo the bathroom, and all the old bathroom was dumped on my driveway, which is fine. I don't have any standards. That's okay. So there was a toilet and a bathtub and all sorts of shit sitting on my driveway for like 2 weeks. It was so bad. My neighbors hate me. That's okay because I hate them too.
2 weeks. Wow.
What?
Okay. Tit for tat. Reciprocity. It all ties back. It all ties
Right?
in.
That's why they all hate me. And so then I was going to have the carpet guy come and lay the carpet, right? So I decided I was going to save myself a couple $100 by pulling all the carpet up myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled it all up myself. At least I stuck the dead carpet in my truck. I didn't put it on the driveway. So then came the day where I was going to save myself another $100 by taking all that crap to the dump myself. So my guy comes over. He's going to help me. So we put it all in the truck. Then he discovers the truck has a flat tire. So then I call AMA, and so they're going to come out and fix the tire. In the meantime, we go to McDonald's, we come back. The AMA guy shows up. He says, I can't fix this tire. You have this big ass truck. My vehicle can't handle it. I got to get you a different guy. So fine, a different guy is supposed to come out. So then in the meantime, we notice that my other car has been sitting in the driveway forever. The window's been down. So I go to start that car to roll the window up. Battery's dead. So when the next AMA guy comes, he replaces the tire. Then we get him to see. This is a very boring story, but it's like then we have him boost the battery. Then I leave the car running while we go to the dump. Then we get everything out of the dump. Then we come back. I go to back that car up. I don't remember why, and it stalls and it dies, and then the battery's dead. It won't boost again. So it just, the whole day went on and on and on like that. It was crazy.
God.
And I don't know what my point was. Oh, well, this is what happens when I try and leave the house. Or I don't even know.
You've got a lot of domestic issues that you're trying to
Oh
take
yeah,
care of.
that was my point. I got stress. It's not stress that I've just gathered out of thin air. So yeah, on top of all that, trying to go somewhere.
It's kind of like stress that a person has. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's things that have to be taken. I wouldn't even. I don't. Well, never mind.
That was illuminating, Dean. Thanks. Thanks for that contribution.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
I've been practicing at
Yeah.
saying interesting, coherent things.
Yeah.
And you are enjoying the fruits of my labor.
Well,
I got my updated driver's license in the mail today.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah, I had to renew it on my birthday because it's good for 5 years, and you have to get a new one every birthday, every 5 years. Oh my God! And the picture came, and Jesus Christ, it's like easily the worst picture I've ever seen of myself.
Aw.
And it's on my fucking driver's license now for 5 years.
Well,
But it's not
yeah.
gonna get any better.
No.
It's not gonna be a better picture in 5 years.
No.
So,
Unless you get some work done
yeah.
on your
Gotta say
face.
Thank you. Thanks.
Which is what. Well, so in my constituency, my member of the government, we call it member of parliament, he quit, I guess, to run for the leadership of, he wants to be like your version of governor. We call it a premier of a province. And so the girl who won the nomination to run for the Liberal Party, she has a name. And so I don't remember what
As
it is.
most people do. Wow. Unique.
I know. In Canada, we're like seriously advanced up here.
Right. She has a name. Well, shit.
So I Googled her name, and of course, nothing on her comes up. But then I find a plastic surgeon in Las Vegas, Nevada with the same name. And so I'm like, what's this all about? And I'm like, wow.
What is it all about?
Oh my gosh. It's like all these mangled boobs getting fixed up.
Oh, fuck.
And I have to say, my boobs are fine. I mean, they are. Wait, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that they're kind of ridiculously huge. But at least they're
not mangled.
They're not mangled. Oh my god. Whatever. So mean. I mean, it's not mean. It's just that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? Like
at least my boobs aren't mangled.
there's plenty about me that's mangled.
Your boobs aren't one of them.
No, they might be a little on the grotesque side, but they're not. They're not mangled. Shit. But obviously I went there first just to see what the possibilities are. But yeah. So I looked at. I was interested in the eyelids, right? Because I mean, it happens to the best of us, right? It's like you get fucking old. That's what happens.
Oh, Mary
just telling
Tyler
you.
Moore died.
Oh, I know.
That made me really sad.
Yeah. So
But
many,
anyway.
so many are, so many are dying, and it's only going to get worse because
Yeah.
that's a huge swelling of the population now. It's just this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it is just the beginning. It's not gonna. But you know what? Like Nancy says, who's like almost like a silent guest on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if she says this. Why did I say that? What does Nancy say this?
What does she say or not say? What?
You're as young as you're ever gonna be.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure Nancy said that along with a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there you are. What are you gonna do?
Well, do you ever remember a time when you were younger and you imagined what life would be like when you were older?
Of course, yeah.
Does it weird you out?
No. What weirds me out is I feel like I went from being in a certain age range to another certain age range with no time in between. You know? Like I just don't it's like I skipped like a whole lot of years is what it feels like. I went from being sort of
young to old,
not
middle-aged, young.
Yeah, just I went from there's like no transition. I just feel like one day I was like young. Like I'm not young anymore. I'm not old, but I'm not young.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no in between.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's nothing between young and not young.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You're not there yet. You're not there yet. You're still young.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
You're not young, but any day now, it'll be you'll wake up and you'll be not young.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like, what the fuck? How'd this happen?
Could be.
You know what this means.
It's not even like. Oh, should we stop now? Is that what that means?
Yeah, it means it seems like at about the hour mark, we're just naturally done.
And we're naturally
just naturally over.
The heavens conspire.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? We've all about had enough.
Those people need to stop talking now.
Yeah.
Let them become aware of the 59th minute.
But I feel like this was a good I feel like I've made a lot. The whole tit for tat thing.
You had it all wrong.
I had it all wrong, and now I have it all right.
All right, baby.
All right. Now I got it all right.
Oh, and you.
Yeah. No.
The master of echolalia. Echolalia. See?
Was I better this session? Was I better this episode?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're the king of echolalia. I mean, that's mimicry right there. That's right. Dean likes to repeat what people say, and he likes
I
to.
don't like to.
He just does it, and it's
I
because
don't like to. I just do it.
it's because he knows that it's so adorable, and he wants to
I,
ingratiate himself.
you know what? I just do it. I only do it because I think it's adorable, and I love to ingratiate myself.
I know, dude. That's what I just said.
What? No, you didn't.
See?
You're fucking with me. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to add on to the conversation, not just repeat what you've said
Mm.
more enthusiastically, which has been my strategy apparently in the past.
Whoever said that can go suck an egg. Because
You
I
go
personally
suck an
love
egg.
it. Yeah, I
Oh, well,
love it.
good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.